where we have got the technology up to speed. We have gotten a way to make money off of it. We have looked at how money is made through gaming. And so we've got it to be a mass media. It's in all of our homes. Now, we often have these kind of blurred lines between our home computers and our gaming systems. So, like, thinking about where it was maybe like 10, 20 years ago, we were getting to the point where home computers were becoming fast enough to keep up with these dedicated consoles that were used just exclusively for games. So now that we can game on our home computers, we can use one device for everything, which can be useful. Can also be hard when you're on your computer all day and then at the end of the day you want to unwind by playing a game. And so compared to the early consoles, obviously our computers have better processing speeds and the resolution for our graphics are a lot better. So this has led to a resurgence in PC gaming. And so again, we've got those same models where we have free-to-play games, subscription games. Those kinds of pricing models are going to be the same on our computer as they are on mobile devices, as they are on our consoles. But we also have social media games that aren't really coming to us through what we would consider general gaming channels. They're coming to us through other kind of channels like social media, like websites. And so gaming becomes a part of our everyday life in a way that it wasn't in, say, 2000. So now we use game strategies, the way that we interact with games, when we interact with our banking site, when we are doing things that we wouldn't traditionally consider games. We also have the rise of, because we are using the internet for it, we can play traditional games, things like Scrabble. So Words with Friends becomes a huge part of the market. We can play socially. And so that kind of goes back to why games originally started to kind of boom, was that social aspect to gaming. So as well as things like World of Warcraft. So the internet, in the way that it transforms many things, transformed gaming. So now it's totally normal to have for your console, your dedicated game computer, to have access to the internet. You're playing online against other people. Even if you're not playing online against other people, you might be downloading your games from the internet. So we've got multiplayer play online. When you're using your computer to game, that's also going to, at times you can actually be playing on your computer against someone who's on a console. And again, it makes this kind of social gaming, this kind of a gateway into things. And it also means that your console is now more than just your gaming environment. For example, we watch ESPN Plus on our PS4. So all of this is kind of, we're going to get to that convergent stage where everything kind of becomes one thing. But all of this is paving the way for social gaming, for people to have using games as a way of interacting with people. Now, originally it was you'd go to the same arcade, you'd go to the same bar, you'd play against your friends, you'd try to beat your high score. But now you're playing against people halfway around the world. Now we are spending time in virtual worlds and meeting our friends there, meeting our future partners there. And so all of this is kind of paving the way for MMORPGs, or massive multiplayer online role-playing games. Now, it's not just MMORPGs that really take advantage of the fact that we can play online and that we're able to interact with people all over the world. Esports is a huge thing. It's particularly huge in Asia, but it's booming in the US as well. Especially, esports have really been able to take advantage of the limitations of people getting together from COVID-19, and they've been able to run, in, for example, MLS, they were having players play against esports people from different teams in order to try to kind of simulate the kind of rivalry between people. So they've been using esports as a way to kind of fill the hole that was left when traditional sports had to take a break. And esports in general has followed the trajectory that traditional sports has in terms of the emergence, entrepreneurship, mass media, etc., except kind of delayed a little bit. But right now, we've got colleges and universities who recruit in scholarship esports athletes. And every MLS team has a EMLS team as well. And this is true, again, we've got them for soccer clubs all across Europe. Again, they've got their E-teams, their esports teams, their E-FIFA teams. And so it's the same thing for Madden, where we've got a relationship between the traditional sports and the esports. So we've got these professional sports teams. They're underwritten by major sponsors, often sponsored by either the clubs or the same sponsors that the professional sports clubs have. And we're getting big contracts. They're shown on TV. For example, the FIFA eWorld Cup, the last one, it was played in London's O2 Arena. That's a major concert arena. And you have actual sports celebrities who came, who took part. A player for Crystal Palace is really into his FIFA, so he was there to see. And former Manchester United player Dimitar Berbatov actually presented the trophy to the winner. So there is this relationship, and also like a lot of soccer players play FIFA. So it's kind of fun. Again, like watching when we couldn't all get together, you would watch Antoine Griezmann. Absolutely loves playing FIFA, and so he was playing online against people. And I'm absolutely blanking on his name. There's a player who basically his goal celebration is what his little brother does when he scores against him on FIFA. So we have this relationship between the online sports and real sports. So it's kind of interesting to see. So this isn't just a recent development. It started back in the 70s. Again, the first video game tournament happened in the 70s, but most of this happened in the 1990s and later. In 2014, Robert Morris University was the first university to offer a scholarship for esports. And again, assuming that the 2022 Asian Games are going to happen, they're going to have esports as part of it. And in fact, they may be the only part of it that can go on. Hopefully not. Hopefully by 2022, everything's going to be fine. But that's the world's largest multi-sports event, except for the Olympics. So you think about it, it's huge that that's being something that's being taken seriously enough to be part of those games. So this is not just a little phenomenon. This isn't just, people in their basement anymore. This is a worldwide multi-million-dollar industry, and it's something that's growing, especially outside of Asia. It's growing. It's kind of the new and emerging market, whereas in Asia, it's already a dedicated market that makes a lot of money. So now we're going to talk about that kind of convergence aspect. So all these things, as you can see, it's already starting to come together. It was kind of hard to pick where to delineate this, but when we get all of these things coming together, old and new merging, that's going to be the next set of slides.